Okay, boys and girls, Pokemon. So we are going to make the Charmander, or as we call it in Clayrazy, Salamander, and we also call it that in Bricks for Kids. So this is what we are going to make, okay? Now, in your kit, you will have received red, yellow, black, and white. So I'm going to show you how to make this with these four colours, okay? Now, first of all, if you see his wee tail there, you see there's orange. You don't have orange, so we need to make orange. So what I want you to do is to take a little pinch of your yellow, because we don't need an awful lot, okay? A little pinch, about the size of a pea, okay? The tiniest amount of red, like super tiny amount of red. Add it to the yellow and stretch and fold. So this is to put the fire on his tail, okay? So we need a wee bit of orange because we like to add the detail, why not? Okay, so you'll have made orange. Okay? So what I want you to do is to tuck that away somewhere. So if you've got a little lid, stick it into the corner of the lid, turn it upside down. If you don't have a lid, wrap it in a little bit of cling film because we need that to stay nice and moist. We don't want it to dry out while we're making this wee guy, okay? So we're going to make him a bit more orange. You can make him completely red if you want, just by using all of your red, okay? But to make him a little bit bigger, because he's got quite a lot of parts on there and you've only got one sachet of red. So what I would like you to do is to make sure you've taken a pinch of yellow, again for his tail, okay? Take a pinch of the yellow, about the size of a pea, and put it with your orange. I'm just going to take a wee touch more. Okay, so I've got orange and I've got yellow in there. I'm going to just tuck that out of the way. Again, if you don't have a lid, just wrap it in a little bit of cling film or just make sure it's out of the air, okay? So that's that part. Now, the red and the black we're not going to, or sorry, the black and the white we're not going to need for a wee while, okay? So let's just move that out of the way. And what we're going to do is take our red. Now, this amount of red is about the same as what you have in your sachet, okay? Now, you don't have to use all of your yellow, okay? You can use half of the remainder of your yellow that you have there, okay? So about half of that, all right? Or you can use it all and add the red, okay? So let's use the rest of it. So from the sachet, I'll do it that way around. I was going to do it a different way, but we'll do it this way. So the rest of your yellow, okay, you've taken the little pinch and you've put it to one side for the tail, so the rest is free to go, okay? So the rest of the yellow, then we're going to add a portion of the red, okay? So take a pinch of the red, say about the size of a Maltese or sweet, add it to the yellow and stretch and fold. Okay, now this is turning orange. So I've got that orange. Now, what you can do is make it darker, a darker orange. So we want it to be almost a red, so or like a dark sort of burnt orange. So I'm going to add more of my red to the orange, okay? So I'm just going to add more of that, and that will make it a deeper orange colour for our Charmander. Okay. Brilliant. Okay, so that's the difference between the two colours. So if you would like it to be darker and bigger, because your model will be bigger, the more red you add to it, then you can add more red. You can add as much red as you want. If you would prefer your Charmander to be red, don't add any yellow, just use your red, okay? So I'm going to use this. I'm going to pop my red back into the wee pot there, okay? If you don't have pots, just wrap it in cling film. Now, take your clay that you have now for the body and everything of your Charmander, and I would like you to roll that into a sausage. And we're going to cut this into 3 pieces. So you should have got a little tool in your pack, okay? Take your tool and just use whatever part of it you can to cut this into 3 pieces, okay? 3 equal pieces. Mum or dad or whoever's at home can give you a wee help with this if you need some help, okay? So you've got three amounts there, okay? We're going to set 2 to one side, so just going to pop these over here, okay? And then this one piece that we have, we're going to roll that into a ball. So roll that into a ball shape, okay? Now, we want this to be the body of our Charmander, so what I want you to do is to make an egg shape. So taking your high five hand, we're going to put it to the side of the ball, and we're going to roll this into an egg shape. Set it upright, give it a bit of a tap on the table. Okay, and just set it to one side. So now what we're going to do is the little tummy. So we're going to make the clay for the tummy and the little paws there, okay? Turn him around so you can see him. So we need some white clay. So take a pinch of white clay, say about the size of a Malteser sweet. About the size of a Malteser sweet. Okay, and we are going to take a tiny little pinch of clay from the 2 pieces that we have set aside, just a pinch, and add it to the white and stretch and fold. So you're getting a lighter colour for the tummy, okay? So I'm going to take a little pinch of that away so that I can do the paws on the feet. So a little bit, that's about the size of a larger pea there. Same as what we've put away with all the other colours. So I have my orange, my yellow, and now I have this colour as well. Okay. Now with this piece, we want to roll that into a ball and make that into an egg shape as well. So hand to one side, forward and back, change the shape of one side only. Then we're going to use our hand to flatten that down. Okay, so we've got a flattened egg shape, and we're just going to simply pop that onto the front of the body. Now, if it's too long, you just simply tuck it in underneath. Okay, and then pop that back down. Okie dokes. Now, what I would like you to do is to take another piece of the clay that we have set to one side, and I want you to give it a stretch and a fold. And we're going to roll this into a sausage shape, and we're going to cut this into 3 pieces again, guys. So 3 pieces. Okay, I'm going to take one of those pieces and set it to one side. These 2 are going to be the big legs at the bottom. Okay, not his arms, the legs at the bottom. So roll these into 2 ball shapes. And then to make the shape of the leg, okay, what I want you to do is keep your hand nice and straight, so level with the table, bring it across and cover half of the ball, only half. Roll forward and back till you get this shape here. So it's almost like a sausage with a little ball on the end. You're going to do that with both pieces of clay. So again, flat hand, cover half of the ball, roll forward and back till you've got a little sausage shape with a ball on the end, okay? Now, what we're going to do, we're going to hold that upright so that the ball is at the bottom, if you can see that. Give it a little tap on the table. That's going to create the foot. Okay, so whenever you set that back on the table, it should roll so that the feet are pointing up, okay? You can give them with your pinchers a little squeeze on the end there just to get that to sit a little bit better for you. Now, bring your little dude forward. And these are just going to simply press into the 2 sides of the body, okay? So we're just going to pop those onto the 2 sides like this. And that's his wee legs. All right, now at this point you can take back out the same colour that you used for your tummy and roll that into a sausage, cut it in half, roll 2 ball shapes, flatten those down and just pop those onto the front of the little legs like this, okay, onto the feet. Great. Now we have 1 piece left here, don't we? So that's going to be the arms. So what I want you to do with that sausage is cut it in half. Roll 2 ball shapes. And then we're just going to make these into 2 short sausages, okay? So forward and back just a few times 2 little short sausages. Okay, and then we're going to put these on up at the shoulders, guys, not halfway down the body, up at the shoulders, either side for the 2 little arms. Okay, so that's that bit done. And has attached itself to the leg. Let's just get that sorted. Okay, so that's our arms on. Okay, so this bit that we've set to one side here, we need to bring that forward, and we're going to give it a wee stretch and a fold. Now, roll it into a sausage, and we're going to cut this into 2 pieces, but what I want is a third taken off, okay? So mum or dad or whoever's at home might have to help you with this, okay? But we need a third, okay? So mark where you think a third would be, okay? And cut that bit off, okay? Set that to the side. And this bigger bit then we're going to roll into a ball. And set it beside your model and bring forward the smaller bit. Okay, so this is the smaller bit, the 1/3 that we are using. Roll it into a ball. And then, guys, we're going to make this into the tail, okay? So what I want you to do is to put your hand to one side and roll forward and back. And keep rolling on one side. We want to make it pointy on one side, okay? So just like this. So that's our tail, all right? So what I want to do is take a little pinch, okay? If you have red left over, then use the red, okay? So you might want to take a little pinch of the red, about the size of a pea. About the size of a pea. Okay, roll it into a ball. Now, we need to now take these 2 bits of clay that we've tucked away, the orange and the yellow. Okay, roll those both into ball shapes. Now, with the yellow, we want to make this into a droplet shape. So forward and back on one side, droplet. Squash it down, okay, so flatten it down, so a little flattened droplet. Just set it to one side, okay. Then with the orange, we're going to roll this into a sausage shape. We want this to be long enough to wrap around the yellow, okay? So you can use this bottom part of your hand here as the easiest way. Now don't worry, if you make it too long, you can cut it a wee bit off, okay? So better longer than shorter. So roll that out. And what I'm going to do is set the yellow in front of it. And then bring the orange up the 2 sides to the top. Okay, now this is a flame, so you know it would actually be okay for it to be a bit longer at the top. Now guys, we're going to do the same with the red, and it's going to go to the outside of the orange. Okay, so again, we want it to be long enough to wrap around. Set this in front of the red into the middle, so I just set that in the middle and then bring the 2 sides up. Just like this. Okay, so this is the little flame for his tail. You see that? Not good? Okay, now what you can do is make little incisions either side to make it look more like a flame. So you can take your knife and you can just hold it nice and steady and then just push down into the sides. Do the same on the other side. So just sliding the knife down. Just like this. Okay, so I'm going to set that on the table. Pointy bit is pointing away from the tail, and the pointy part of our tail is the bit that's going to sit onto the flame. That's the bit that's going to attach like this. Ooh. Okay, so the fat part, the rounded part of the tail is the bit that's going to push in to his wee bottom. Okay, so bring forward your model, turn it to the back, take your tail and then just push that in to the back of your Charmander, and you can curve that round if you wish. Okay, so you can have your wee tail curved round. Okay, set that back to the side. All right, and then we need to do the head. Okay, so we have this piece of clay left. So what I want you to do is to make it into an egg shape. So if it's a smaller piece of clay, you can just use your finger or you can use your whole hand. But set your finger on top of half of the ball, roll forward and back so that you get your egg shape. Okay, now on the thinner part of the egg, what I want you to do is with your finger, set that over the top of the thinner part, about half of the egg, and just press down a little bit to flatten that a little bit. That's where the eyes are going to go. Okay, so if you have a little tool, see, if you have a little tool, we're going to use your tool to, I need to take that wee bit off. There we go, just do that again. Okay, so back into the egg, press down a little bit where the eyes are going to go, and then take your little tool, we're going to add nostrils. Okay, so take your tool into the front on the rounded part at the bottom. Okay, the flat bit at the top is where the eyes are going to go, so the nostrils are going to go below that. So you push in and you pull up, and then on the other side push in and pull up. Okay, great. Now, if you want to give them a smile, you can. So underneath the nostrils, you're simply going to roll the tool right around the bottom there to give them a wee smile. Okay, so don't drag the tool because it'll just pull the clay. So just roll, okay, roll the tool around there. Right, that's great. Now we need to add some eyes, okay? So 2 bits of white, guys. Depending on the size of your little guy, you want to have 2 small pieces of white. We stretch and fold. Roll 2 ball shapes. If you've lifted out 1 piece of clay, you can roll it into a sausage first and then cut it in half. And that'll give you 2 equal amounts of clay for the eyes so that they're the same size. Roll 2 ball shapes. Okay, and then we're going to make these into 2 little ovals. So with your finger, roll forward and back just once or twice to make 2 little ovals. Press down to flatten those. And then you're going to pop those on to the front of your salamander. Okay, and then all you need to do is to take 2 tiny little bits of black and roll 2 little ball shapes and use these for the pupil of the eye. Now if you've got spare clay at home, so if you have clay raisy at home and you've got other colours, you could do a layer before the black. Okay, so this wee guy here has blue eyes, so you could put blue on before the black, or you can put green on if you'd like to give him green eyes, or you can mix a little bit of the orange and the black to make brown, and you could give him brown eyes. But for this one here, we're just going to keep it simple and we're going to give him just the pupil of the eye. So we're going to pop those on just like that. Okay, and if your wee nostrils have flattened a wee bit, don't be afraid to just give them another wee lift, just so that it looks like he has his wee nostrils. Okay, and his wee smiley mouth. There we go. Now we just pop the head onto the top of our little body. And you can add a tiny little bit of white into the black of the eye just to give it a little shine. But it is super, super tiny. You know, you want that to be really quite small. Okay, so the tinier the better if you're adding a little shine to the eyes. And there we go, we've got our little Charmander. There he is, and his wee tail. Okay, thank you.